Hey, Heidi. I
Hello.
think there's people you should admit. Are you going to be admitting people?
I am
admitted
doing
everybody.
it right now. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So
Recording has started. So hi, everybody. We're just going to wait a minute or two to get started. Welcome in any case. So I won't say who I am, but I'm Marek. I'll start in a minute. So patience, please. Oh, 1 second, Heidi. Rosina has a question.
Rosina, I think we cannot hear you, but
we're just trying to figure out how this works. Do you know how to unmute Rosina, for example, Heidi?
Yeah. Now we can hear you.
What's your question?
We cannot hear you.
No, you have to do it. You're in charge.
Yeah, it's not possible.
Could you type it in the chat, perhaps, as Heidi is trying to figure this out, please? We are not Microsoft Teams professionals. Okay, we'll start in. We had a lot of people register, over 120. Giving my best to set my mic and cam. Okay.
Okay.
18 people.
Now you cannot turn on your camera. I disabled that.
Now?
Yeah, we can hear now.
Hello.
Camera will not be possible for all the participants because we have to save the bandwidth so that we can share everything what we want to share. So nice to see you, but not see you, but it's okay. The camera
What's your question?
Nice to hear you.
What is your question?
I mean, like I was just trying to hear, to make it possible to hear us.
Okay.
We also have a FAQ, so you can write all our chat. You can write all your questions that you have during the webinar in the chat, and we will try to answer it in this webinar as well. And if there are questions left, then we will answer it later.
Okay.
Okay. So right, we'll slowly get started. For some people are late, but the people who've been on time should not be waiting for the people who are not on time. So thank you all for coming. This is the first of a series of webinars that we are going to be doing. So we'll probably have more questions and more ideas as we go along. We do have a good schedule for today. I guess before we start, it's important to introduce ourselves. So maybe Heidi, can you go first?
Yeah, hi. It's so nice to meet you all today. And this is our first webinar, and we are very excited. And I'm a co-founder of ANASAEA, and I'm coming from actually design and from branding. I had my own company. And then I decided to create ANASAEA with Mark together. I come from a very artsy family. My sister also is an artist, so I know how artists, what their desires and needs are. And yeah, for me, it's very important to give artists a platform, that they have a tool to manage their art better and make their art better visible. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Heidi. In short, maybe you can just already go away from looking at us and go to the first thing. So my name is Marek. I'm also a co-founder. I spent 20 years of my life in corporate IT. I'm an art lover, but I spent 20 years of my life working for big software companies. And during COVID, I was building digital twins of large things, medical tech companies, and somebody said you should put art into digital twins, and I did a lot of research, and I realized that there is somehow a revolution going on in the art world, and we set out to build a company. And this company, we are a startup. By the way, the Teams is very bad, Heidi, I have to say. What we have set out to build is it's not a marketplace. So just to be clear, we are not a marketplace. We do have a marketplace which is on offer, but what we are trying to build as ANASAEA is something which transcends sort of physical space, which sort of transcends geography, and gives a democratized platform for artists to be able to build their brand, to build their connections, to use all the different tools that are available. And there's many different tools available across the internet to make their art seen. And our job is to help you use technology as well as the marketplace, by the way, but to use technology to get your art visible on a worldwide level. And there are numerous steps to get there. Obviously, one of them is starting to complete your profile, and the last one being is to have a digital store and to invite people inside of your store. And we will sort of go from the end-to-end process of how we see it, and we cooperate also with Meta, so we were also available on VR. So we do have a good understanding of Meta's and Google's and Facebook's algorithms and how they function. We've consulted with people from places like Spotify and Netflix to understand how they did it for music and for film. And we are trying to build something maybe similar, maybe different, but for artists with a very creator-oriented focus. So maybe, Heidi, if you go to the presentation just for a second, and please do raise any questions if you have any questions, but please wait for the end. We will try to give you the vision of where we are going with this platform, because again, we are a new platform. We started in January, realistically speaking. Our first artists, and some of you already are here online, for example. Larissa is online, came on in the middle of April, I would say. And now we are pushing to the next level. So we have been fundamentally on a journey of how to build this platform, this sort of end-to-end solution. And I think learning the platform and understanding how to brand yourself and how to use all the different elements is fundamental for you to be able to market yourself as an artist and to gain global recognition, and to also help us to promote you better. Because the more your profile is filled out, the more you use this tool in a proper way, the more we can help you as well. So I hope that's fine. So why we're doing this, Heidi, first slide, essentially is that the world has changed. And is the webinar going to be available to registrants? Yes, we're recording this and we're going to be sending it. Thank you for the question. First slide, Heidi. So the world has changed, especially during COVID. There has been a huge push towards art going online, for better or for worse. That is the way things are going. It happened to music. It happened to theater with film. Art itself is going online. How you use it to your advantage is up to you as a user and up to us as a platform to help you. It will continue to do so. That trend is irreversible. But what we found during our studies to build this place is that most marketplaces, they commoditize arts, and we don't believe that is the way forward. We don't believe just having a website that you can click on something and scroll through it quickly and then go to the next one is going to really bring out an artist in his or her light. So what we've tried to do is to create a fundamentally different approach towards all of this. And I'm sure you have seen, 360 views and this kind of thing. Yes, that is something that was moving towards this, but for us, it's the ability to be able to go from the very beginning step, which is uploading the art, to the very end step, which is selling, and all the steps in between to ensure that things are done to promote you as a brand. And the first part of all of this for us is the ability to view. And the reason why it's important, and Heidi, maybe you can go into one of the galleries, and the reason why we've built the galleries in the way that we have is that essentially a well-curated gallery, people will spend 10 times more on a site like that, on a website, which is a well-curated gallery inside one, than they will on any other website. Because of essentially people are interested to, number one, hear your story, understand why you put up that art, but also to be able to view it in 3 dimensions. I really wish the team's quality would be better, but unfortunately it is what it is. But what we are doing, and I think some of you already know, is that we do not put our art up in 2 dimensions, we put it up into 3 dimensions. Every JPEG that you create is put into a 3-dimensional model. What we were showing you at the beginning, the collector Savon Levy, we built him a huge museum, and we work with museums. By the way, we work with universities. We are going to be also building, for example, very quickly, the Venice Arsenal for a very large show. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create an ecosystem around you guys, around artists who are fundamentally the people who are giving us the actual tools that we work with. But putting the art up properly and putting it in a way which makes sense, and starting to invite people into these 3-dimensional spaces is a way to really capture people's attention, but also have them in your space for a longer time. And I will talk about that because fundamentally this is one of the sort of the major things that we are moving towards, is that a digital space that we create is your own store. In the sense that you can do transactions in there, you can invite people in there, you can speak in there, you can have events in those spaces, you can share them via different tools. So all these things and all these events and all these abilities to be able to have people looking at your art is also a way for you to create your brand. And by creating your brand, you're also helping us fundamentally, for them to us, and if you go back to somehow the slides, Heidi, to use our marketplace in a better way. Because our marketplace, if you just back one slide, Heidi, back one slide. Because our marketplace currently, and it's a fundamentally extremely fast growing marketplace, is attracting buyers and followers, and we're going to be increasing that level soon because they're able to spend time in spaces. Now, and this is a general presentation, so I don't know where each one of you is in your journey with ANASAEA, and it is a journey, right? It doesn't just take time to put an art piece up and then somebody does a marketing campaign and it's sold. It's a journey for us to be able to build you and help you build your brand. And fundamentally, what's important is that your profile for us is well updated. So it's easier for us to work with you, and maybe Heidi, you can show a well updated profile. If that store and that front piece that you are presenting to the world is well updated, and Heidi's there. Back to Heidi's Heidi's profile. This one is essentially not a well updated profile, and we have built a lot of technology during this last time, so it's hard for many of our artists to keep up, but we've built it for a particular purpose, essentially, so that we are able to help you from an end-to-end solution. So we really do ask you, in order for us to also promote you better, is that your profile is well updated. It's very important for us that the pricing is done correctly and that the information is filled out right. We do not check that on your behalf because we are a provider of these things. So it's important for our marketplace that it is well and properly updated. If you have any issues or any updates and stuff, and we will do a webinar how to create that that profile and how to use the software properly, but it's very fundamentally important for us that things are well updated, because it also is important for algorithms to work, that people are able to then search you properly. So we are a new website, we are a new platform, but this kind of ability to update things is important. Heidi, maybe you want to say something about this, or how you see a good updated profile?
Yeah, so a good updated profile is at least that you have 3 pictures, for example, and then you can start to create your exhibition. And we really tried to guide you, because if you don't have, for example, enough pictures, here's a help button. We have tutorials, also videos where you can find how something works. Exactly, and then just creating a gallery and place your artworks and make also your artist profile maybe complete and put a picture. So it's a couple of steps. It's not too much, but yeah, we try to make it easy and intuitive for everybody.
So recently we've put up also a lot of different help buttons next to the profile. So there is a video which is associated, and maybe Heidi, you can show the videos, which is associated to each one of those things. So if you are having any trouble, please do use the videos. We are trying to make it as user-friendly as possible. In the end, and I can somehow repeat it again, it's the goal of this exercise for us is that we help you to create your brand. And your can you tell if it's free to create? Yes, it's free to create an exhibition. So every artist, there's a question, by the way. So yes, every artist is able to create a free exhibition. We have 3 plans. One is a free plan, which is available for all artists. We have also 2 paid plans, which have then an ability for automatic exhibition on our marketplace, as well as some additional tools. But yes, the answer is you can create a free exhibition, and we do encourage you to do that. Now, Heidi, can you go back to the presentation, please?
Yeah.
Good. So what we want to do as we are building out this this platform is that we are introducing a number of different kinds of sales tools within those galleries. And one thing that is fundamentally thank you, by the way. One thing that is fundamentally different from us than anybody else is that you are able to share very, very easily on social media. So sharing is something which you can just, from a click of a button, be able to share on different medias. And very soon we are going to be integrating completely also with Instagram. But what we have been working towards, and that was kind of a big revolution for us, is at the end of September, we introduced the ability to have voice chat. Now, Heidi, if you go to the next slide, the idea behind the voice chat is, in the end, what we are building for you is your own store. And please do treat it like that. Why is it an own store? And I'd like to repeat this maybe a few more times, and we can get to how people are using their own stores properly, because there are very good examples of some people using their own stores, and I have to say a lot of people just sort of put up their art, maybe put up a little bit of an exhibition with 2 or 3 paintings, but then there's a lot of spaces which are empty, and then they go away. And honestly, you can't expect that people will spend that much time if you also do not somehow put the care into this own store. But if you do put that care, and if you do create that store, which is what we are giving, you're also able to meet people in that store. So what we do with some of the people, like with DSL and some of the universities that we're working with, and also some artists, to be fair. And we've asked you if you want to be advertised on Instagram. We're happy to do so. If you tell us you're having these kind of events, if you want to be participating in social media things with us, we are very interested as well. But the point of having these 3D spaces is not just for the person to be able to visit the art. Of course, it's very important, as the fundamental element of everything is people actually visiting the art, but also to invite people into your home, invite people into your store. In the end, what you have created with ANASAEA is your own home. It's your own store. It's your own gallery. I'm sure many artists here have had their art in a gallery, or maybe you don't like galleries, but you would definitely probably like to have your art hanging somewhere. One of the fundamental problems with galleries is that they have limited physical space, and they have oftentimes signed many galleries, and they do not have enough time to hang art on the wall. This in itself is your own store. It is your own gallery, and you are able to go meet people in there. Ideas that we've had, and some of our clients who are using this well, is to have a vernissage, or to have a vernissage, or to, for example, have an event or create a pop-up event with a friend, to use your network and tell your network to use your store, not as only a store, but use it as a communication tool. So we're using right now Teams. You don't need to use Teams. You could actually use your store as Teams. You can meet people within your own gallery. Or have opening hours. And what we're going to be doing soon is also facilitating and adding additional capability where you can going to have opening hours, and we will advertise your opening hours when you yourself as the artist are available to meet people, to meet people and to actually spend time with them. And then it doesn't matter which time zone you are in, because they can come visit your store and your gallery at any time they want. We ourselves as ANASAEA, in fact, are going to try to lead that by example, and we are going to open up an ANASAEA pop-up store, and maybe Heidi, you can show that. And we will have a rotating group of artists. So we already have picked a number of artists who are going to be in the ANASAEA pop-up store, but we will ourselves be using art ambassadors, and we have art ambassadors now in multiple countries. In the Netherlands, we have people helping out in the UK. We have people in the United States. We have people in Switzerland and other areas, and some of them may in Italy may also be helping to be there and explain what the ANASAEA pop-up looks like, and also help sell the art. So we will be actually having opening hours there, because we're trying to change a little bit the mindset of what an online marketplace can be. It can be something that is also essentially a meeting spot and a tool. We'll be very soon, well, not very soon, actually, it'll be in March, hosting a very huge artist exhibition and artist award show with thousands of artists, and they will be building the actual physical space. It's a major space actually in Italy, and we will be having it both physically and virtually. Now, our ANASAEA store, what that means is that if anybody clicks on the art in our store, it automatically is then going towards the artist. So basically, we are doing some kind of an advertising campaign as well, and we'll be happily also including you guys in our efforts. But of course, please make sure that your galleries and everything are well adjusted and well maintained, because that's important for us. Heidi, do you want to make a point?
No, no, that makes sense what you say, and I hope you already started to create a gallery. And yeah, I would be interested if it was a good experience for you, and what do you suggest we could make better, or what is already very good, what you like. So we're really thinking, we really try to make it most easy for artists. And I hope we're doing a good job here.
Yeah. So if you go back to the presentation, Heidi, so I will go because I'm trying to somehow, and I'm doing this in a maybe not the best way, but I'm trying to give.
And I also want to mention this. This is just a little bit like a first webinar, and that you see what we are trying to achieve here in total. But we will have further webinars starting next week, where we really take one topic, for example, create your artist profile, and then we really want to make a tutorial out of it, like guiding you step by step through the process, so that we really explain in detail. We cannot do this today because it's just the first meeting, but in the future we want to do this, that we guide you through all the steps and answer all your questions in detail.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next slide, Heidi. So again, this is something fundamentally which is very important, that you are using this functionality. So we have connected with WhatsApp, we are connected with Facebook, we are connected with LinkedIn, email, etc. So that you are able to share your profile easily. And by share, that also means that we are available on the web. We are available as an app, so it's on the computer. If you haven't downloaded it, many of you haven't actually, please download ANASAEA, that app. You're available there as well. But also we are available in virtual reality. So when you curate, and you are curating your own store, your own gallery, you're also curating it for the app, and you're curating it for virtual reality. I know many of you probably don't care so much about virtual reality. However, there is a huge push towards virtual reality, especially around the museum sector, and quite a lot in high-end galleries, simply because of the immersiveness of those experiences. And every one of your galleries can also be available in VR, which I do encourage you to check it out, because it's quite breathtaking. Why are we doing this? Essentially because what the goal of this ANASAEA project is this democratization of art, in the sense that anybody, doesn't matter which country you're from, is able to use this tool, and it's available across multiple different mediums. Like your art is available across different mediums, we're trying to use technology as a medium to allow you to use all the different tools that are available right now. And different tools, I have to say, are various in the art world, right? You've all seen online platforms. Some people have an ability to sell art. Some people allow you to mint it if you want to NFT it. Some people allow you to have better viewing. Some people only viewing rooms. Some people just using social media. We are trying to connect all the different dots and create a platform that allows you to really use technology to the advantage of yourself as an artist and as a brand, as somebody who has their own store. Because in the end, we've created the ability for you to have that own store. If you go back to the presentation, Heidi. So this sharing part is fundamentally important. We've tried to make this, next slide, please, Heidi. We've tried to make this as easily as possible. Hopefully that is, you can create, if you want, multiple exhibitions. It's easy to duplicate them. There was a question about OpenSea. Yes, once you mint on our platform, you can also put it into OpenSea. don't suggest you do it. OpenSea trading levels are now, I think, $1 million a year, or the last quarter it was. They've fallen apart and just fired the majority of their staff, but you can. So if you mint it, it's up to you. It's as you want. This is something that from the perspective of using the blockchain, we have integrated with the blockchain. Why? Simply for artist rights management. You as artists, when you sell your physical art piece, you are still the owners of the copyright of the art. The digital asset is yours. You thought of this like somebody who made a song. Nobody really buys the rights to the song. They just buy the right to listen to it. Nobody buys the rights to a movie. They just buy it to look at it and see it again and again. In the end, art is the same. It is no different. When you sell your art piece, it is still your right. It is still your copyright as an artist, and you should maintain that. You should have a digital copy. You should maybe use it for further promotion of your art, or maybe you want to print it again if you want. It's up to you. Maybe you want to paint it again. Maybe you just want to keep it for yourself. But that provenance and that ability is super important, that you're able to keep that. And what we as ANASAEA will be doing is eventually, and that's of course will be up to you, we'll also be allowing other people to collect your art potentially, in the sense that we will allow other people to help you sell your art and create additional windows of availability. We're still working on how that could look like, and obviously it would be up to the choice of the artist if you allow people to digitally collect and your art and help you sell it. But that's something that it's kind of a long-term perspective that we're looking at. Next slide, Heidi. Yeah. So in the end, and I'm going to open up to questions soon, because again, this is sort of an overview package. There are many different kinds of ways to market your art and create for yourself your own brand and your own international brand. And that goes physically and also online. And these different elements are the sort of things that you can find online. You can find the marketplaces. There are many of them. There is sort of software management that allows you to sort of manage your rights. There's different e-commerce platforms. There's auction houses. There's virtual reality. There's 3D showrooms. What we as ANASAEA are trying to do, as the next slide, Heidi, is to find a way to make it easier for you as an artist to not have to manage all of those different things. Anybody who's created, for example, when I say websites, on one hand, we are creating you a website. On the other hand, anybody who has created a website, a gallery of ANASAEA, is able to use it on their website. Maybe Heidi, you can show that as well. So that we are not just providing you those tools, but we're trying to integrate with the different elements of the different tools. So this is one of actually Heidi's sister. She's an artist as well. It's quite easy. You're able to also integrate your ANASAEA gallery into your own brand. So when I say that, what we are trying to do is help you to create your digital brand. And by the way, it's not loading.
Yeah, it's wrong browser, I guess.
Yeah. When we say we're trying to help you create your own brand, we are also trying to allow you to as well use your own assets and your brand that you've created digitally already, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Facebook, or whether it's your own website, and also plug in ANASAEA as a way to manage your assets and manage your tools. So this is a gallery that has been obviously created by Sigrid, and simply by a line of code, you're able to then connect to your website. And to Tatjana's question, we can just send you a step-by-step playbook, and you're able to do it. So what the sort of the overall thesis of this discussion, and again, it's a first discussion, and please, I do apologize for maybe wandering all over the place. Is what we are trying to build is really an end-to-end solution, starting from the time that you upload your art, and then you're able to management, have a digital copy, have a beautiful end-to-end representation. Maybe Heidi, you can go to some kind of gallery. I don't like looking at myself. To the time you're actually able to invite people in, to have opening hours, to share it via social media, to use it across multiple devices like a phone or a VR device or a computer, to be able to also participate also in our marketing and online strategy, and then to participate also in our marketplace. We're trying to Heidi, could you pull something up? We are trying to sort of.
Sorry, I think my internet is very slow right now, but I am in the gallery.
We are trying to find our way using all the tools that we know, and we do have a lot of outside advice from people smarter than myself, who have done this for other mediums, to try to create a full package for you guys. So yeah, that's somehow maybe doesn't answer the crux of the question. How can I sell my art? It's not an answer like this. It's never an answer like this. I think all of you understand that. There's never such an answer, but what we're trying to do is give you as many of these tools in a singular spot, instead of one-stop ability. And again, we do not ask anybody to sign on the dotted line and say this is only ANASAEA. You can go anywhere else you want, so we don't have any kind of exclusivity anywhere. But we are trying to give all the different tools to ensure that you're able to take what you've created, your masterpieces, and really find your brand that can be then replicated globally. We will be doing a number more of these kind of series, which will be more focused. This was just a general idea. I hope it was useful. By the way, we'll be also building some very large museums in the future. We just got a word for 2 museums that we're going to be building, and that building of these museums and building of these art shows, etc., is going to draw attention to our little art first, because in the end we are building an art first on a step-by-step basis, in small little replicas and small little steps, and we hope that eventually that this will become sort of a place that you can really come to get better internet, because our internet really sucks, Heidi, unfortunately. But that will really boost your sales, and we will become a multiplier, and that the tools that we build are a multiplier for you as artists. Yeah. So with that, does anybody have any questions? Could you maybe, if anything, type on the, I don't know how to open anything. Heidi, maybe you can.
Yeah, I have to stop sharing my screen. Which format can I add my objects? I have a collection of old glass objects. So for now, we can place pictures. And yeah.
We can place pictures. We're working on objects, I have to say, now that there's a lot more ability to sort of scan 3D objects from an iPhone and other also Android. And we're working on an easy way to upload that. We still haven't gotten there, but that's on our radar, if that answers your question.
It's free to register and create a gallery. Of course, if you need or want multiple exhibitions, then you can upgrade. Somebody wrote, like Stevens, had problems changing galleries after you picked one. Then you just have to delete your existing gallery and then create a new one?
So once you upload the two-dimensional art, so the JPEGs are sort of there forever. If you want to create a new gallery, then you're on the basic package, then you have to delete and try another one, but that's how you can do it. Videos, as to Craig's question, that is available in the sense that we've already placed it. We know we can do it. Also, by the way, so you have spatial sound in your galleries. So if your two avatars are next to each other and there's another one far away, you don't hear each other. But the ability to upload sound is coming. The only problem we have is actually because YouTube is always changing their bloody policies, and oftentimes they do not really respect artists' rights. So we're thinking about going to Vimeo, because Vimeo is much more related to artists, and they much more respectful towards artists' rights. So we're trying to find a source that makes sense for us to use. So we are trying to get to video as well.
Yeah. Tatiana says not easy to sell art online. Yeah, we want to change that a bit. And as Mark said, we also need your help to help you selling. That's our goal.
You know, it's a little bit like Spotify from our perspective, or even Netflix. You have to help us with the creative package and use our tools as well as possible. Then we can market it even better. So that's fundamentally we are a team in the end. Obviously we need you, and maybe you need us. So maybe you don't need us, but we definitely need you. So if you work with us, then we can only do a better job. Like I said earlier, we only started this 10 months ago now, and we've gone quite fast, but we're learning a lot more. So every time is good.
So Annelies is asking, where can we find ANASAEA in the metaverse?
Well, the metaverse is a very simple thing. The metaverse is actually things built in 3 dimensions. We are de facto our metaverse in ourselves. Actually, each one of your galleries is an island metaverse. What you have is an island metaverse. A metaverse is basically a lot of different 3-dimensional things built next to each other, like a city. So your gallery that you have is one little metaverse. The next gallery is another little metaverse. DSL is a big metaverse. Some of the museums we're building, and once they're all next to each other in high quality, because we build in high quality, then you've created a high quality, high definition sets of metaverses. The metaverse you hear that is only one thing is what Facebook would like to sell you, but I don't think none of you really want to be in a Facebook metaverse. We're building ones for you, so it's your island metaverse next to each other. It's like going store to store in a way.
Saying in Meta or Sandbox?
No, we don't do Meta or Sandbox. Those are low quality, low poly, non-art related things, and I would not suggest it, personally speaking.
Yeah. The optimum amount of images you can upload to a gallery as a first time is now 10, I think.
It depends on the gallery. So now we have a lot of different templates. Not all available if it's free, but we have different templates. It depends on the template. So it goes from 3 to 50 in the end, but it depends on the size of the gallery. It also depends how many people you want to visit you. If you want to use an avatar, of course, you do not have to use an avatar. If you don't use an avatar, then nobody can see you. You're all alone. It's an empty space, and that's it. So it's an option if you want to invite people and talk there.
There's the question if you need a scanner for scan a 3D image. So no, you just
Yeah, so Mike. Right now we're not supporting. We do support it. We have uploaded quite a few 3D images already, but it's not automatically. So we will be going towards that in the future. It's something that we're working on now. But we can do it one by one. But it's a bit difficult and it's a bit expensive.
But also,
I have to say.
What about 3D paintings? So you just have to make a good picture with your phone and upload it, and then our algorithm is creating it.
We layer onto the painting multiple elements, trying to understand the light refraction patterns onto depending on also on the medium that is used. So we recreate from JPEG 3D images, which we found is the best way. We want to work with 3D scanning in the future because, of course, it's much better, but not everybody has accessibility to that. And it's expensive for the user. So, but if you do have 3D scans, please let us know and we can play with them as well. We've done that in the past, so just send us an email.
What's the plan for
what
bringing
about plans
viewers,
for-
collectors?
Yeah, so viewers and collectors are growing exponentially, I have to say. So I think 3,000% is the last growth that we saw in the last 6 months, but 3,000% is still growth from a small number. We are growing every month, so we're doing a lot around SEO, around marketing, around Google Analytics. We have a very fundamentally super integrated methodology, and we are quite focused on this. So what we're building is something which, well, to be honest, I don't think really exists on the market right now. But yeah, our growth rates are going up, and as always, we will bring further, and we need your help to bring people as well. So it's again a two-way street. If you share your things, if you share on Instagram, and we will share with you, we will share you as well. We'd be happy to cooperate.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, so everybody, whichever your pronouns are, I thank you very much for being here.
Listening.
We will create a more structured set of series around this. If you have any inputs, please send it to us, because we will be happily structuring that as well. We have some ideas, and we have some good advisors, but the best advisors in the end is you guys, because you know your art and your market and how you want to see it as well. We built this in a way that we always work in cycles of getting feedback from the users. We built it from that perspective. So any feedback is welcome, and I guess have a wonderful afternoon. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, and see you hopefully next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.